Hi Sunny, hi world. Um, Today's been a busy day. I have been helping a friend of mine pack up her house today, so surrounded by boxes once again, just somewhere else. Um, I'm going out for the evening. It's a wonder what a bit of Max Factor will do. Um, Bit of a weird evening. A friend of mine is in London and has met BB for drinks and to say hi because they're also a friend of his. And she rang me earlier this evening just to tell me how he was because obviously I goes without saying that I care. And I had to have a little chuckle to myself because the basic feedback is he is no longer in love with me, um, which shouldn't really come as that much of a shock considering all we've been through in the past X amount of months and everything. So I guess I kind of knew that, but I possibly didn't want to admit it until it was thrown out there. And it has most definitely been thrown out there. He's quite blunt, he's quite adamant. There's no brokerage of any discussion, and he doesn't love me anymore. He's happy with work and where he's living and his life now, and wants to move on and be happy again in his own right. And as much as I understand that and hope that that happens for him, it was also very, very crushing at the time of having the phone call. Um, Apparently, these diaries have been heard about again or viewed, or I'm not quite sure exactly what, because it was quite a brief phone call. And apparently, I'm coming across as a bit of a laughing stock and desperate. Well, I want to address that. I feel I need to address that to myself more than anything because slings and arrows do tend to hit their mark and wound. And yeah, I am desperate. I am utterly desperate. I'm very much in love with a man who categorically is no longer in love with me. And yeah, that makes you kind of desperate. Um, I desperately wanted his love and approval and togetherness and the relationship. Um, Although I'm also very well aware of how it was unhealthy for both of us. I'm, under no illusions about that. I thought that with certain events up and coming, things may be different for us. But if he's not in love, then I can't do anything. And I appreciate that. I would have hoped we could have been friends to a certain degree at some point in the future. Um, because obviously, even though my love will fade for him, I'm obviously going to always care about him and his well-being. But I am currently, I do feel desperate. I really do. And there's nothing I can say. I'd be lying if I said otherwise. I am desperate. And as for being a laughing stock, well, that made me ironically laugh because if you don't understand these diaries or you don't like them, don't watch. If you don't understand them as to why somebody would do this, then you've never felt how I feel now and have felt. And then be grateful for that. But a laughing stock to take the mickey out of or anything, I'm not really that bothered. That doesn't wound me in any way, shape, or form because the people that I think would find this funny aren't actually in my life on any kind of basis at all, let alone daily or in a way of any help towards me or support. So, do I really care what you think? No, not really. You can shove your opinion where the sun doesn't shine, quite frankly. Um, these diaries have always been quite selfishly about me and to help me get through the pain and the loss I feel. Some people may, in a breakup, turn to drink. Some may run into the arms of another. Some may do drugs. Some may cope in ways that I can't fathom and behave appallingly or stupidly or foolishly or embarrassingly. I've used this. Now, it may be appalling, stupid, and embarrassing, but it helps me. I can vent on here, I can get it all out of my system on here for myself, not to be spoken back to with all my friends and family and all the ones that are giving me support with all those words that we've all seen, which give it time, you'll get over it, you'll meet somebody else. Look at you now, you're not like you were, he wasn't worth it was a disastrous relationship, he was a shit towards you. I, sometimes you need to hear those things, and at other times you can't hear anymore. And this was just me talking to me or to Sunny, who I know understands and isn't going to give me the wisdom platitudes that one says, oh, I'm very sorry to hear about your breakup. Never mind, there's plenty more fish in the sea. Yes, I know that, and I'm very well aware that in a certain respect, I will be much better off out of this relationship. We both will, the way it was. But the other angle of that are your feelings, and everybody must surely understand the difference between head and heart. There's doing what may be considered right for you, and then there's the feelings that maybe correspond with that or maybe fight against it. And although my head is telling me this is the right thing for my own reasons, some of which BB would agree on, some of which maybe he wouldn't, my heart and my emotions are still fighting against this decision. And that is what makes me desperate. That is what makes me sad and unhappy and feel the internal pain about this that I am going through. I know I'll be okay. I know I'm going to be okay. I'm okay now, and I am okay. I'm hurting, but I am okay. I'm functioning, and okay, I may be a bit miserable, but then there are times I'm actually not, and he's not on my brain every second. I will be okay. We will both move on. I will move on, and I look forward to moving on. I'm quite excited about my prospects now. Everything will be okay. How long that takes, how quickly everything comes to fruition for either of us or myself and our new lives that we're so desperately seeking, I don't know. That I haven't got the answer to. But I know I'm okay, and I know I will be okay. Not immediately, and I know that with each day it fades a little bit to a degree. Each day gets a little bit easier, and everything kind of marries together, your head and your heart marry together, and the more you talk about it helps. And okay, the man doesn't love me. Oh, saying it out loud to myself, he doesn't love me anymore. Okay, that's an awful thing, but a very real thing. And I will have to deal with it, live with it, and get past it and over it. And I will. But right now, this is the way I choose to deal with that. And if someone's angry about it, or upset about it, or embarrassed about it, or feels that it's one sided, then I'm sorry if you've had a reaction to something that I'm doing. but the reaction is not something that frankly concerns me. I've not slated him, badmouthed him, or blamed him or put him at fault for any of our relationship. I think it's very much 50-50 down the line with different reasons and instances on both sides. And I hold my hands up for my part. Um, but if he's not willing to be my friend again, ever speak to me again, ever see me again, or is no longer in love with me and doesn't have any feelings for me, why should I care? Why should I care? But I do, honestly, I do. And I did think to myself, well, okay, stop doing the diaries. But I'm not coping and dealing with this, obviously, as well as he seems to be. Because it seems that I have no longer existed in his life, and he's just moved on and forgotten about me. And it's a bit brutal to think that you can be not replaced, but just completely dismissed and forgotten about. That's a bit of a bitter pill to swallow. But I've never been hurt like this before in my life. I've never felt pain. I've never loved like that before in my life. I've never wanted to achieve the things with somebody as I did with that person. And to have it taken away or fall apart and go wrong and live through that, honestly, I don't know what is the correct way somebody should deal with that. Is there a correct way to grieve? Is there a right way and a wrong way to deal with a relationship breakup? Because if there's a right way and a wrong way, somebody needs to tell me. Because I don't know how to cope with what I'm feeling right now at times. And it's a struggle. It really is a struggle. But I'm okay. I'm not as bad as I was. Today, hearing that he most definitely doesn't love me was it was raw, and I was glad I was with friends, because if I hadn't been with friends, I would not be coping as well as I am with that news. And I thank my friend for trying on my behalf. You know, that was nice of her to do, and I appreciate your efforts for the pair of us. But he once said to me, "You can't flog a dead horse, and our relationship is a dead horse." Well, okay. So, not a good day, but an okay day. I am no longer loved, and it hurts, which is why I'm here talking about it and getting it out of my system and repeating myself and responding to feedback that I've heard. But you can't please everybody all the time, and the ones that aren't pleased, I have to wonder if they're really my friends, or if they care about me, or if they even knew me. Because I don't think do. So anyway, I'm out tonight. Um, Looking forward to having a few drinks and letting my hair down and a bit of a boogie, and smiling and having some fun, and just trying to enjoy myself, which is easier said than done. But this is onwards and upwards, isn't it? I've got no choice. I can't make him love me. I can't do any more to show him that I love him. And even if I did, it's all irrelevant and will fall on deaf ears if he's no longer actually in love with me and doesn't find me attractive or likes me or anything, really. So